Welcome to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 7th edition of the Indy Autonomous Challenge. It's the world's fastest self-driving race cars, and they have gathered at this historic venue to push boundaries and break records.
Indy Autonomous Challenge is a global competition among top research universities to program AI drivers capable of operating the world's fastest autonomous race cars in competitions that are held at iconic venues like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Monza F1 circuit, and other tracks around the world. The components that we're proving out on these cars are the same components that are going into commercial autonomous vehicles on the roads today. We're developing AI driving software that's capable of managing what we call edge cases. Basically, what happens when two cars are encountering each other at high speeds? What are those driver reactions? And that's really what our technology and our software is looking to solve.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your software.
We're really proud of the engineering marvel that is this new AV24. We use hardware, sensors, LiDAR, radar, cameras, central computers, GPS units. We use technology that is actually produced by companies that are providing this into the automotive industry. So we have 4 LiDARs. That gives us 360-degree uninterrupted LiDAR vision. We have 2 radars, front-facing, rear-facing, and then we have 8 cameras.
Today we're going to have 2 competitions. We will run individual time trials first, followed by a passing competition. Now, victory in time trials will go to the team with the single fastest lap, but critically, the speed in time trials will determine the seeding for the passing competition.
So what will happen in the time trials is each team will go out as soon as they cross the start-finish. A countdown timer will start for them, and then they have to finish and put in some time on the board within 5 to 7 minutes.
We just try to go as fast as possible. I think that's a big challenge here at the IMS because we have these 4 90-degree turns. We have really high speeds, and we always have to do a bit of a gamble between how much risk are we going to take to win it or to not lose the car.
During this time, the teams are not controlling the car. We are not sending any commands. It's all autonomous. We want to push to the maximum capability of the car, but be careful as to not exceed the limits because it takes a split second for the car to lose control, and the outcome could be devastating for the team.
It's time to make some noise here at Indianapolis with the Indy Autonomous Challenge. Now, the first car and track is the entry from Indiana University. They are the newest IAC team, and the pressure is on as they make their competitive debut.
We always wanted to participate in something like this where we can actually try our algorithms or whatever we learn in the university. We wanted to see it on something which is real. If we can achieve more than 100 miles per hour, it's our best case scenario.
So here comes IU Luddy for their very first time lap in a competition, and they break the 100 mph barrier in their very first lap. That's just outstanding. Purdue AI Racing Tech, and Auburn's Autonomous Tiger Racing all putting in solid runs. But now it's time for Unimore Racing. Well, Unimore came through first time down the front straight here at serious pace. They are wasting no time. Look at how nice and tight to that low line. Float up closer to the wall on exit than we've seen. Figured out what's their first lap. It did it. 145.471. First lap right to the top. Rob, that is impressive. 150.715. Unimore is after it here. Huge. What a lap. Following up their first lap, which topped everybody, and then bettering it by another 5 miles an hour. And as you said, driving that really tight line. How about that? A 1:59.6. We are 0.4 of a mile an hour off of 160 mile an hour average for Unimore Racing. $161.9. We are over 160 miles an hour average speed in an autonomous vehicle on a 2.5 mile oval. This is special stuff. Wow, that's an incredible lap, Rob.
178 miles an hour going into turn one. So
100
really,
what?
178 going into turn one. So they're really getting after it here.
Let's see, if they were up at a 178 on the straights, what do they do? 163.8, continuing to move it upward. 5 have completed their runs, and by about, well, not almost exactly 23 miles an hour average speed, Unimore Racing jumps to the top over Autonomous Tiger Racing, Purdue AI Racing, AI Racing Tech, and IU Luddy. Now the team from the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology will make their run.
Yeah, and they're over almost 170 miles an hour here on the back straightaway, going into turn 4. And see if they have that line that's a little bit higher up. That's starting to make me a little bit nervous, but we'll see if that actually lowers down as they go faster, or if they're going to continue to run that line. And again, these cars really aren't on the traction limit, assuming you don't do any sudden movements in the corners, right? They're stuck to the ground pretty well, and so and you can see again they have that little wiggle as they come off the corner. But it's looking great as it blasts by us again down the front straightaway at over 175 miles an hour. So
and 163 average on their third lap, 0.70. And it looks like they're going to wave off early. We're receiving reports of rain, and so KAIST, as they're called, has to abort their run.
At the backstretch, please.
At the backstretch?
Yep.
So as the car covers go on, we're going to take a bit of a break. Welcome back to Time Trials with the Indy Autonomous Challenge at IMS. We paused for a brief shower, but now the track is dry, and KAIST will have a chance now to complete their run. They look really, really solid here. It'll be interesting to see what this lap is going to produce here. Great exit.
Yeah, mid-corner speeds in the mid-160s right there, and they're, up into the 170s as they blast down the front straightaway. So almost 180 miles an hour. So this is going to be a great time for them. Let's hope they can keep this up. And
off just a little bit.
Yeah,
it dropped
really
to
high.
a 162.5.
And really high entry into turn 1 there. I'm a little bit nervous seeing them go.
All right, let's see what kind of time they put up here in the short chute, heading into turn 4. Boy, that was a nice line.
Yeah, great line. You can see them kind of come out and then pull again away from the wall, making sure they don't stay anywhere near that outside wall. Keep the car going as fast as they can, and they're up into 6th gear.
164.3. So that's fastest lap thus far.
Yep.
On lap 8 of their run, but technically that'd probably be lap 4.
And it's about a half mile per hour faster than the previous fast time, so that's doing quite well.
All right, let's see. Can they better that 164.353? And if so, by how much? There's the yard of bricks. By 0.2 of a mile an hour.
We expect them to shut down here. We'll see if they keep going. They're still at high speed, about a 170 through the corners now, so this is even faster. Really pushing it.
Wow, if they can keep this one going.
Yeah. This looks like another great lap. Hopefully they can beat their last time.
All right, target that 164.594, already the fastest time. Impressive, one of the smallest programs in terms of personnel, but boy, do they do the job right. What is it? What's the time? A 164.956.
Outstanding.
Now it's time for TUM Autonomous Motorsport to make their run. Now, TUM won the very first IAC competition right here at Indy, so they are certainly considered one of the favorites.
Our team has won the last 2 autonomous races that we've participated in. We would like to continue this trend and definitely be also on top of the timesheet. Key to success is that you have a good gut feeling on how much risk is appropriate in the situation, how good is my software at the moment, what risk am I going to take exactly in this moment, how is my strategy in the end on just risk management.
And look at that time, 150.2 first time lap. I think that's by far and away our fastest first lap.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I wouldn't expect anything different from TUM. They've been just an amazing team. They won here in the first time we were here several years ago, and just have been an outstanding competitor. And one of those teams that also helps a lot of the other teams along the way, to keep them, to make them as competitive as TUM is. It's really a great group of students.
And TUM stands for Technische Universität München, Technical University of Munich, and they are proven that to be very, very accurate here. Let's see, a 150.2 to open it up. Let's see what kind of a gain they make here. The lines are looking absolutely 158.238. So they're ramping it up in a huge hurry here, Rob.
Yeah, and they just went through turn 1 at around 160 miles an hour, so it looks like they ramped up even further. And as we discussed earlier, on the front straight from the exit of turn 4 down to the start-finish line, the teams have a short window in there to communicate to the car to keep speeding up. I'm not sure all the teams will actually do that. A lot of them have already pre-programmed in a situation to go out and keep stepping up the speed as the tire temperatures come up. It's so that they may not be communicating at all with the vehicle unless they see something that is very different than what they expected when they go out. So it's an outstanding run, running a great line. You wouldn't know that there wasn't a human in that car as it was going through.
Absolutely stellar performance here.
So getting up into 6th gear now as they run through about 170 miles an hour here. As they're going to come right by us. Yard of the race.
That's by far and away 162.6. So closing in on the fastest time thus far.
He's looking for a couple more miles an hour here, and they'll be in the top. And, looks like they're continuing to speed up here. And the mid-corner speed in the about 163 or so mid-corner speed out of turn 2, which is about 5 miles an hour faster than last lap. So we'll see how they come through. And again, the line looks perfect. The car looks incredibly stable. There's really no concern here. I don't think they'll be concerned at all for this. This team is comfortable when this car is out doing this. Because of all the practice and time they put in, and they have an amazing program for simulating the vehicle while it's not on the track. Make sure that the software that they write is stable and running well.
All right, let's see what they put up here. Again, you talked about the speed gain. They're coming down this front straight, heading into the turn 1. 166.254, there it is. Fastest lap turned yet.
It's great to see, and they're still on the gas trying to go faster. So they're not done yet. And that's actually about a mile per hour off what they were running yesterday. But yesterday it was very sunny and a little bit warmer, and so I think they had a little bit more confidence. But I also feel like they're not going to let that stop them today, and they're going to go after this and try to set a new record here.
Well, and that's the key, isn't it? Testing and all that's one thing, but this is...
Whoa, lost it.
Car 9, never mind, go, red flag.
So close to actually saving it. Well, you were right. They were going after it and pushing hard.
Engine is off. We were sticking to our plan. We did exactly what we planned to do. Everything looked reasonably well the last lap before, and then we unfortunately lost the car in the apex of turn 3. I think KAIST really made it hard for us because they were going really fast in the beginning, but I think we were really close to the limit of the car already, and we're happy to have achieved the best lap time so far in the time trial, even if it means that we lost the car unfortunately, or we damaged the car.
So TUM's fastest lap makes them the time trial leader, but unfortunately that car is done for the day. We are back for the Indy Autonomous Challenge time trials at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Now, these completely autonomous race cars have already broken records, and now it's time for the top two teams to make their runs. Cavalier Autonomous Racing and Polymove MSU will each get a shot at the win. Now remember, the speed to beat is TUM Autonomous Motorsports' single lap speed of a stunning 166.254 miles per hour.
Looks like Cavalier Autonomous Racing from University of Virginia is making their way out onto the track, so the track is cleaned up and ready to go.
My team has been involved with the Indy Autonomous Challenge since the very first race at IMS in 2021. And since then, all we have seen across the board is higher speeds. You need to understand the vehicle dynamics and the limits of how fast you can push and take that car through the corner.
All right, let's see what lap 3 produces in terms of a time. Whistling across the yard of bricks. 1:59.232 for a third lap.
And it looks like they've stepped it up even more, about 5 more miles per hour, maybe through the center of the corner. They're up to around 165 corner speeds, which is about as high as we've seen all day. I think with TUM we were up to around 170 mid-corner, so starting to get nervous, you know, after what we just saw.
Absolutely.
Let's stick to the plan. Yeah.
Interesting thing I've seen about this team is they have been pretty much a steady speed. Yeah, 164.705 is what they got. So they're up a little bit higher, but they went pretty much the same speed the whole time. A lot of the other teams were slow down in the corner and then full throttle on the straightaways to get the highest speed possible and slow down again.
Our hope is that we've done enough to know where those limits are. We want to push to the maximum capability of the car, but be careful as to not exceed the limits, because it takes a split second for the car to lose control, and the outcome could be devastating for the team.
Let's see. They didn't need a lot. They did it!
Oh, yeah.
170.645 from Cavalier Autonomous Racing in the University of Virginia. That, folks, was an amazing lap, especially after following a car that had an incident, then a stoppage, and then going out and pushing the envelope like that, Rob.
And they're still going. They're still on. They're trying to
for
get a little
more.
bit faster at 171. They crossed the yard of bricks over 180 miles an hour here. as they came
180?
in front of us. So, but they're a little bit slower down the back. We'll see. They're 170 through the corner again. This one is going to be close. They're going to be really close, I think. Again, they definitely didn't stop pushing.
Boy, driving a beautiful pattern. This robot in the coating is driving absolutely beautiful lines.
I expect this is probably their last lap to go. To time in at 181 miles an hour there as they cross the stripe. There it is.
171.011. They just continue to open it up. Now it's time for the top seed. Polymove MSU takes to the track. All right, at 148.143.
Yeah, Polymove MSU is just looking great here. Nothing to complain about their line. The car looks incredibly stable.
Well, here we go. This is about when we thought we would start to see the fastest at this stage. Tires should be up to it. Now you're really into the aerodynamics of the wings and the underbody of that vehicle. Let's see what they put up for a number on this one. 163.7, so they're sneaking up on it.
They're up to a mid-corner speed of around 163 or so miles an hour. And so they're slowly creeping up on that as well. They're definitely, the car is more confident, right? It just keeps pushing the limit farther and further here.
They are closing on it.
67.426 for a lap average, which is outstanding. They're still pushing here. It's going faster and faster. Just went through turn 1 at 172 miles an hour.
Here we go. Yep, you can see that little bit later turn in. And then hard on the throttle, I would presume here.
Oh yeah, full throttle for sure.
Let's see, what do we got? 170.651. 170.651. So Polymove can't crack that 171 mile per hour time, and that means Cavalier is our winner.
From Cavalier Autonomous Racing at the University of Virginia. That, folks, was an amazing.
We went out, we had a game plan. We had to factor in what the teams before us had done, obviously. We knew what the car is capable of, and we had the nerves, but the AI driver, the good thing about it is it doesn't have any nerves. So we stuck with our game plan. We knew that the car can take a certain speed through the corners. We always knew that we could push above 170, and anything beyond that was how much risk we were willing to take. So I'm very pleased with what the team has done. Let's go, Team USA. Come on, let's go.